So as you saw in the last episode, I raced on the weekend, and yeah, it was really good to do it. Go and check out the video. It was quite useful just to go through the race processes and go through that mental kind of thinking, accessing where you wouldn't in training. I've just reflected on it and thought, okay, what could I have done better? What could I have improved on without making many changes? Because like I said, I've done all the work, I've done that process, I've done the hard grind over the winter and last summer and God knows how long. Whilst I performed in terms of the strength and data, it wasn't as fast as it could have been. And that's why I think aero gains, aero nerdery, geekery, whatever you want to call it, comes into play. If you're not in a good position and you're not able to hold that position for a long period of time, you're the biggest part of air resistance. You can buy slippery suits, you can buy aerodynamic wheels and helmets and things, but if you yourself aren't in a good position, you're causing most of the drag. I thought we'd just quickly go through my aerodynamic position and where I could just make some really simple edits or changes to help me go a lot faster. So as we can see on this drawing, the wind is coming from in front of you, obviously. So you've got wind resistance, air resistance, whatever you want to call it. And that's the biggest force going against you. And even if the wind's with you, you're still having to force your way through the air. The gap here is massive in comparison to a lot of my counterparts. So either by bringing the hands close to the chin, or more importantly, lowering the chin to the hands, you can close up that massive gap in the middle. It's basically a wind bucket. So if you're able to close that up, it massively or significantly reduces that frontal area that you're trying to minimize, that you spend thousands of pounds on your bike trying to reduce. The other thing is the helmet. So the helmet, I wasn't able to hold my head in a good enough position for the duration of the race because I'm just not practiced in it. I don't spend a lot of time in that position. I've not got the discipline to keep my head in that tucked up, shoulders up position. And that causes a load of air resistance. It causes a lot of turbulence. And that turbulence is about 8 to 12 watts. The other thing here is the elbows. My elbow pads were so far apart and I could definitely ride them a lot closer. Be careful doing this because it reduces your stability and things like that. But I definitely could have brought them in, and I just didn't realise because I'd never ride this bike and I'd not thought about it. It hadn't been part of my thought process. All of this causes air turbulence behind you, and that turbulence slows you down. It drags you. That CDA is too high, and you're just not utilising the power that you've got to the best effect. So close up that frontal area, tuck the shoulders in, tuck the neck in, and you'll be going a lot more streamlined through the air. Lastly, could I have had longer socks? Yeah, maybe. There was quite a lot of aero geekery going on with very long socks. That's a lesser percentage, isn't it? But it all adds up. I think in terms of kit and things, that was one of my main differences from the others. Everything else was probably on par. I think if you compare me to someone like Sam Wade, you can see all of those things are far more dialed in and he's looking class on the bike. He's got those closed elbows, the gaps closed between his hands and his helmet, so he's reduced that frontal area. The helmet's nicely tucked into the back. He's got longer socks. It's the only difference in kit. Got to blame something, right? Or does he just have stronger legs? Yeah, maybe. He'll probably be able to push out more watts in that position than maybe I'm able to do just because I'm unpracticed in it. So the only way to get better at this stuff is practice it and be in those positions for long periods of time. Do a few drills. I know that a few people have suggested them online. Matt Bottrell's pretty good in terms of aerodynamics. Harry Palmer's suggested a few aero drills that you can do and get good at. But all in all, put yourself in the position, be disciplined, spend a bit of time in there. Not too long because you'll ache, especially first off. Don't go straight into doing hours and hours on end in the TT position. Work your way into it bit by bit. Look, at the end of the day, I'm a non-drafting athlete who loves to do a bit of time trialing on the side. I'm not an aero geek, and you can spend so much time, money and effort just for those little marginal gains. And this was the first race, and I could have done a little bit better than what I did. But at the end of the day, I've got to be happy with what I did because I don't usually do it. I haven't done it in 19 months. And I'm looking to do better in other races throughout the season. So yeah, will I give TTing another go? Yeah, maybe. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the process of doing it. And I love the TT bike. It's just such a good feeling. But will I be doing it before the next race? Maybe. My main goal is in 4 weeks for the time being, which is the Triathlon. And I'm really looking forward to that. It's time to dial things up a little bit, change the training marginally, and really ramp it up, I guess, in the lead up to the race. And I'll be giving you a bit of an insight into how we're doing that, so stay tuned. Got 4 weeks now, 4-week countdown. Can't wait. Thanks for watching to the end. If you got this far, well done. Congratulations. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the like button, and maybe even the bell icon if you want to make sure that you keep on top of all the videos that we're producing here and sending out. How cold is it, by the way? It's glorious weather outside, the sun's shining, blue skies, and it's flipping 2 degrees. What's this all about? Flipping frost on the car every morning. It's about time summer arrived, or at least a decent spring.